In a world overrun by tech-savvy hipsters, where regular people flounder in a sea of pop-up ads and iTunes updates, one man stands to bridge the gap. With dogged determination, Jake Roberson is dead set on making sure everyone can stick it to those pithy hipsters by showing them up on their home turf. Why does he do what he does? Because he just cares too much. When he's done today, you will know the answer to an important life question. What is the Twitter?
How do you describe Twitter? Well, Twitter is, how about we just hear it straight from that little birdie's mouth?
Twitter is a real-time information network that connects you to the latest stories, ideas, opinions, and news about what you find interesting. At the heart of Twitter are small bursts of information called tweets. Each tweet is 140 characters long, but don't let the small size fool you. You can discover a lot in a little space. You can see photos, videos, and conversations directly inside tweets to get the whole story at a glance, and all in one place.
So what can Twitter do for you? For starters, it can help keep you updated on real-time events. I live in beautiful Colorado Springs, and this past summer, a portion of our city got scorched by the Waldo Canyon fire, an unfortunate event that burned up around 18,000 acres of land and destroyed 346 homes. There were a lot of different outlets keeping people updated on the fire and any progress towards containment, but Twitter allowed users like me to get real-time information from both fellow citizens and official sources like the Colorado Springs Fire Department and local news crews. This real-time access allowed me to keep my figurative finger on the pulse of the action by giving me a centralized update feed that also allowed me to jump to linked resources for more in-depth information whenever it became available.
Moving on to a less time-sensitive matter, Twitter can be great for networking. Job hunting and professional advancement are arguably more reliant on networking than ever before. Who you know, and more importantly, who knows you, can play a big role in gaining visibility in our increasingly tech-savvy world. For me, as a budding writer, networking can play a huge role in success in gaining an audience. If you're able to link up with other writers, you can build and maintain a network that generates more attention and audience for your work. I'm still learning how to be more proficient at using this technique, but I am making progress. In fact, a few weeks ago, I was able to engage in a conversation with several prominent authors and bloggers that was made possible by Twitter. Two of those writers now follow me on Twitter. So having a conversation with authors that have a lot of followers and gaining them as followers allows you to reach that broader audience, because when they retweet or have a conversation with you, with any of your tweets, then that goes out to all their followers, who are then more likely to follow you in return or to read your material. So as you can see, a little crafty but simple Twitter maneuvering can help you cast a wider net and reach a larger audience than you might have otherwise. Twitter can also be fantastic if you just need a few laughs. There are a number of notable comedians on Twitter, but if you're serious about laughter, you'll want to skip the junk and skip right to following Steve Martin, Tim Hawkins, and John B. Christ. Because, well, those dudes bring the funny. There are also a few feeds dedicated to specific humorous themes. My three current favorites are as follows: Honest Toddler, which follows the exploits of a toddler as narrated by that toddler; Modern Seinfeld, which features brief descriptions of Seinfeld episodes if the show were currently on the air; and a Twitter feed called Dating for God, which provides gentle, tongue-in-cheek dating tips for Christian singles. Whatever your pleasure, Twitter probably has you covered. Also, make sure to stay tuned for Twitter fallout after major real-life events. One of my favorite moments last year on Twitter was following the Twitter fallout that occurred after the disastrous end to the Monday Night Football game between the Packers and the Seahawks. An NFL replacement official blew the call at the end of the game and gave the game away, took it away from the Packers, gave it to the Seahawks. And even though I was on the wrong end of that, being a Packers fan, Twitter was hilarious as tweets everywhere began blasting the NFL replacement officials in both straightforward and sarcastic tongue-in-cheek ways. So where does all this leave us? Us as consumers, potential consumers, or in my case already consumers of Twitter. If you aren't already convinced that you need to get yourself on Twitter, then I hope you at least learn something about the way it works, and how it could benefit you if you decide to stop being so stubborn. Twitter's brief, it's broad in scope, and it's hysterical. Once again, my name is Jake Roberson, and I want you to get on the Twitter. A postscript product placement. You can join the madness and follow me on Twitter at Jake_Roberson. Don't be shy. I won't bite. Postscript. Don't turn off the video yet. There's a reference list coming up right now.